Hey peeps! Guess what today is? Motivational Monday. Oh my God. So, I'm sure you guys are going stir crazy just like everybody else is in this world with all this coronavirus and everybody being quarantined practically and everybody having to stay home. But you know what, guys? Instead of looking at it negatively, like, oh my God, I'm gonna go stir crazy, what am I supposed to do? You should actually be looking at it in such a positive way of like, you know what? Maybe this is a much needed break that I need, that we all need, to kind of regroup, rethink, reposition ourselves in this world, in your life. You know, this is great family time. You know, you don't have to be on social media. You can actually be playing card games and board games. And if you have a swimming pool, heat up the pool, go swimming like we're doing here in Texas because the weather's so beautiful. We're in the 80s. I'm just like, you know, do some grill outs. I mean, like, it's just, instead of everybody being paranoid and going crazy, it's just like, just step back. Just look at it like, this is a really long vacation. You know, instead of it just being a one-day holiday or a weekend holiday, look at it like it's a long holiday and just try to enjoy yourselves and don't be going out and buying unnecessary crap that you don't need. A lot of stuff, unless you can throw it in the freezer, has, you know, dates that it's no longer good. So don't go out and hoard stuff, you know, guys. But I'm not going to sit here and talk about the coronavirus either, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about that, but I'm just trying to tell you guys, look at this in a positive way, as it's time to step back and get some much needed rest and to regroup, and, you know, especially if you're an entrepreneur or if you're a person that's wanting to go to work for yourself or be your own boss, this is a time to really get your plan together and just really get everything written out and look at the people that are around you. I'm going to tell you this much. If you're hanging out with people that are constantly shooting down your dreams, you need to distance yourself from them now. Because no one has that authority, and you should give no one that right to take your dreams and squish them for you. Because everyone has a right to have a dream and go after those dreams. There's dreams that I've been chasing for 20, 30 years, and I make them happen. And if I would have ever listened to some of these negative naysayers in my life back then that said, no, you can't do that, or no, you shouldn't do it, I would have gave up a long time ago, but I still stuck at it, and years later, I made things happen. So, you know, just because something doesn't happen like immediately, within like the first few months or 6 months or year that you dream about it or think about it, doesn't mean that you should ever give up on it. I always wanted to be a beauty queen. All my younger years, I never became a beauty queen. I became a beauty queen at the age of 49. If I would have given up on that dream, I would have never had it come true at the age of 49. You know, I mean, you should just never. I took the U.S. Open in bodybuilding at the age of 39, 40. You know, most people do it in their 20s. And so don't ever think that there's got to be this certain time frame that you have to make things happen, and if they don't happen during that time frame, you should give up on them, or because you have all these people around you in your ear going, oh, that's a stupid idea. I don't know. No, don't ever do that. Like, I mean, like, out of all the inventors in the world that have come up with amazing ideas, I bet there were people telling them that was a stupid idea, and yet they followed through with their little inventions or whatever, and now look who's laughing at the bank, right? Or maybe you're really finally ready to give up on that relationship, and you've got it in your head, and you're like, okay, I'm going to walk away from this relationship. I know it's the right thing to do. And then you get around 5, 10 of your friends, and they all have something different to tell you. And then what do? You go back to that relationship, and you spend a few more months or a few more years when, if you would have listened to your gut the first time, instead of letting everybody have an input in your life, if you would have just stuck to your guns and done what you thought was going to make you happy, you wouldn't have wasted time. And so I just, you know, it's really given me time to think this weekend about what's going on and where I want my brand to go and where I want me to go. Just sometimes we need these things to happen to us to just kind of bring us down and get us to reground ourselves and rethink through things and figure out really what's important in life and what we should really be doing. And I always go back to the social media thing, and as powerful as social media is, and as much as we seem to need it in our lives, you got to remember, for every minute or every hour that you spend on YouTube, not really YouTube, I don't think, because YouTube can be informational, just like these videos are for you guys, but like Instagram and Facebook. For every hour that you spend just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, especially you entrepreneurs out there, that's an hour or 2 hours that you're giving someone else's brand legs to run or power to be even more powerful. When you should really be spending that hour or two or whatever you're spending scrolling on other people's brands, you should be spending on your brand. You should be spending it trying to figure out how to market yourself and put yourself out there and figure out your sales. Like, how are you going to get sales if you don't market yourself? While you're busy over here scrolling through everybody else's news feeds, you could be sitting here putting a business plan together or a marketing plan together, and you could actually be marketing your brand so that you could be making sales. It's like, it doesn't matter what you come up with, whether it's writing a book or a clothing line, or if you don't figure out how to market them and sell them, they're just going to sit in storage. You're never going to sell them. But while you're sitting here scrolling on Instagram, feeding into everybody else's brands, your brand is sitting in storage because you haven't figured out how to move it so that you produce sales. You always got to come back to, where's the why, guys? Where's my why? And when you're sitting here scrolling on Instagram, you're feeding someone else's why. You're not feeding your why. You're not feeding your why. So you got to come back and find your why. And I'm telling you what, this downtime that I'm experiencing right now through all this coronavirus stuff, I'm really figuring out more of my why. And, you know, for a while I've been kind of in a slump. You guys have heard me talk about it. And actually, now that we're kind of like, I wouldn't say quarantined, but we're kind of like staying at home and we're just kind of like staying away from people and just spending time, it's given me time to really think and regroup and come up with more of my why. And where do I see my why? And where do I see my why going? And what do I want? And so it's times like this that help push you. It really does help push you if you take advantage of it. Now, I'm not saying not everybody's taking advantage of it. There's still people out there just spending their days, you know, they've got, oh God, I'm going to be off work for a week. I guess I'll just scroll through Instagram, instead of coming up with their own business or coming up with their next idea if they're self-employed or whatever. And so I think sometimes you just need to really just come back and really figure out, and I'm guilty of it myself. I am guilty that I am not marketing my merchandise and my candles and my pillows and my coaching calls every single day. I'm guilty of it myself. Very guilty of it. Because I get so busy doing so much other stuff that I forget that, hey, where were those couple hours out of that day where I really marketed myself and pushed my sales? Even I'm guilty of it. And so I've come up with an idea now to where every morning I've got to, you know, y'all know I've got that vision wall, but I've come up with an idea that every morning before Fab gets here or every morning when Fab's not here, I have my list and I have it marked down more, almost to the hour, what has to happen. And where there's that 2-hour gap where I really need to focus on myself and my sales. Regardless of what else is going on, whether I'm filming with Fab or whether I'm doing my personal stuff around this house or whatever, I've got to figure out where that 2 hours is, where I'm going to actually push my marketing and push my sales even more than what I do. Because we get in our comfort zones. I've gotten in a comfort zone and I'm like, yeah, if they sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. Well, what? Hello, Theresa, you're a better business person than that. Why are you doing that? It's because I got in my comfort zone, guys. So this downtime has actually forced me to get out of my comfort zone and realize what I've been doing wrong here lately. It's helped me get out of this little funk. it's actually made me put my thinking cap on. It's made me realize how important my workouts are every single day, because when you have your body right, your brain gets right. It just goes hand in hand. And Fab and I have talked about that, how when we start our days off together and we do a power walk, and we just we're more productive. We're more productive. So I hope you guys have taken the time to think about things during this downtime. Looks like we got a while longer of it, but that's okay, guys. You know, the world's not going to come to an end. This too shall pass. Just like every other epidemic I've lived through, whether it was the AIDS epidemic or SARS or H1N1 or whatever, I've lived through them all, and this too shall pass, and we'll look back at it and we'll remember it, just like I've remembered all the others. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end it on that note. I'm wishing you all the best. I hope you're all staying safe. Remember to wash your hands, sanitize. Just come on, guys. It's as easy as washing your hands with soap and water numerous times, every hour on the hour. It doesn't matter, you know. Just stay safe, guys. And I hope you got something out of today's video. I was kind of like, not really all over the place, but I talked about a lot. But I hope you got something out of it. I hope you're enjoying your time. Spend some time with your family during this time if you can. Just chill, relax, get your thinking cap on, and come up with new ideas, and get ready to take your business to that next level. Yeah. So make sure you're out there subscribing to my channel. Make sure you're subscribing and getting that notification bell. Make sure you're over here on Instagram. So guys, what do you think of the shirt, Fab?
Love it. Much needed right now.
Exactly. Fab and I just got done with our power walk. What a great way to start the day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, got our brains working. Anyways, guys, we are going to announce the winners of the 2 MCM. One's kind of a fanny pack. The other one's kind of a crossbody.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, anyways, the grand prize winner, her name is Mellisa Deane. On Instagram, her name goes by Marvelous Melly. We're going to make sure we splash that up on the screen. She's the grand prize winner. And the runner-up is Michal Diggers. On Instagram, he goes by Diggers ZZ, or Diggers ZZ. Congratulations to the winners.
Woo-hoo.
Yes. Fab, how we doing?
With?
Made it through the weekend?
Made it through the weekend. Saturday didn't win the giveaway. I answered under a fake name. Still didn't get paid.
And he got all bummed out because he's like, okay, now I got everything set up for my makeup classes and now I have to postpone it. But remember, Fab, it's a postponement.
Literally, I did everything.
It's not.
Got everything together.
But now look how much farther ahead of the game you are. You're ready. So when everything gets back to normal, you're ready.
Ready.
So in the meantime, he's going to rock and roll in other areas, yes. Right? Yes. Think positive, think positive. So anyways, guys, get out there, have your best day ever. Remember, leave some groceries on the shelves for everybody else. We're not going to run out of groceries. The mayor has said so himself. So with that said, guys, have a fabulous rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.